Karen tries to reserve twice the seats at Barnes & Noble. Not on my watch, Karen. My local Barnes & Noble in Texas isn't all that big, especially the cafe. There's seating for maybe 30 people, and that's being generous. Most of it is small, two-person tables tucked into the middle or off to the side. The best seats, if you know the layout, are either at the handful of tables lining the windows or the 4 stools at the counter near the front. These stools are right next to the window and directly across from the barista station. If you're lucky enough to grab one, you get a great view and a little more breathing room. Being the B&N regular I am, I know the sweet spot for arriving to claim the best seat before the afternoon rush. On this particular day, I managed to score one of the coveted window tables. It was a solid victory. Window to my right, counter seating directly in front of me, barista area nearby, perfect for people watching while sipping a cappuccino and flipping through some magazines. That's when I noticed her. A tall-ish blonde woman in her 50s sat at one of the counter stools with her teenage daughter, who looked about 17, but instead of just occupying the 2 stools they were using, they'd spread their stuff across all 4 seats. A purse, a backpack, a jacket, everything strategically draped or plopped down like a game of territorial cafe conquest. To make it worse, the daughter wasn't even sitting there. She was off wandering through the aisles while mom held down the fort. I watched as a couple approached, clearly eyeing the counter stools. Just as they were about to sit, the woman waved them off with a perfectly polite but completely false, "Sorry, those seats are taken." The couple left, a bit confused. The mom gave her daughter a smug little smile when she returned, like she'd just pulled off a daring heist. It happened again 10 minutes later. A different couple tried to sit, and the same, "Sorry, someone's sitting there" routine played out. That's when I decided this woman had met her match. I put down my magazine, finished my coffee, and kept an eye out for my moment. Not long after, a third couple walked in. This time, it was an older, friendly-looking couple. He wore a camo ball cap, and she had one of those big, patterned purses. You could tell they were here to unwind, maybe take a break from errands or just enjoy the AC. They headed toward the counter, and once again, the same blonde woman chirped, "Those seats are taken." I caught their eyes and gave them a quick wave, gesturing toward my table. I'd been sitting solo at a table meant for 4, so it wasn't a huge sacrifice. They came over, thanked me, and settled in. I leaned over and told them what I'd been watching, how the woman had taken over the counter for herself and kept turning people away from seats that weren't hers to save. They weren't thrilled. But then came the fun part. They stood back up, coffee in hand, walked right back to the counter, and pulled the stools out anyway. Karen immediately perked up, saying, "Excuse me, those seats are for someone," but the couple just smiled and sat down.